Hey everyone, welcome back to The Oily Life. If you're new here, my name is Tanya, and in today's video I'm going to take you along with me as I try my hand at making my own foaming bath butter base or whipped soap base. So I've used whipped soap bases in the past, but I've purchased them, so I've used the Stevenson's foaming body butter base. I really like that one. And I've also used the Crafter's Choice version from Wholesale Supplies Plus. That one's okay. I don't like it as much because it has more of like a, I don't want to say slimy texture, but it's more fluid. The Stevenson's base gives you more of a buttery, whipped kind of foaming sugar scrub or whipped sugar scrub, which I really like. But I wanted to try making it myself for a couple different reasons. One is cost, and two is I get to control the ingredients. So I wanted to just see if it's something I could reproduce on my own. So let's go and try our hand at making this whipped soap base. All right, my friends, so today we are trying our hand at making a foaming bath butter base to use for either foaming soap or foaming whipped sugar scrubs. So we're going to be making it in the crock pot, and we are going to be making a pretty small batch today just because this is the first time I'm making this recipe, so this is kind of going to be a tester batch. Now I have purchased bases before from Bulk Apothecary. The foaming bath butter from Stevenson's is the one they carry, and I've also purchased the one from Wholesale Supplies Plus. I like the Stevenson one better just because it has more of a buttery texture. It's more loose, the one you get from Crafter's Choice, but we're gonna give making it herself a hand. So we're gonna add in 1 ounce of distilled water. And then we're going to add in 1.15 ounces of glycerin, which these smaller measurements are kind of hard when you have the big bulk containers, but we will make it work. And glycerin is a humectant, so it draws moisture to the skin, so perfect for this whipped soap base. And then we're going to add in 1 ounce of Cocamidopropyl Betaine. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And this is a surfactant. Next, we're going to do 1.7 ounces of SCI Powder. This becomes airborne really easily, so you want to have a mask on and kind of stay back from it. And this is part of the detergent that we're using, which that's what's going to make the bubbles and a really nice lather. Then we're going to add in some stearic acid, and that just gives it some bubble factor. And we're going to do 1.25 ounces of that. And this is granular. You have to make sure it melts completely so that you don't have a grainy base. And that is it for this portion. We're going to get it in a crock pot on low and then just let it come to temperature and kind of melt and incorporate for a couple of hours. And you're going to want to stir it every 30 minutes or so, and then we'll come back once it's completely melted and we'll whip it and add our preservative. So this actually came together a lot quicker than I thought it would, but it's a pretty small batch, so I will assume larger ones will of course take longer. So what I'm going to do is let this cool off, and then we're going to whip it and add our preservative and see how it looks. Alright, so our base has cooled down, so now we're going to add in our preservative. We're going to add in 0.05 ounces. To anywhere from 0.05 to 0.1 ounces. So we have that in, and then I'm just going to give it a mix with my hand mixer here to get the preservative incorporated into our base. And you can see how fluffy that got, which is exactly what we wanted. That way when we add it into a sugar scrub or a foaming whipped soap, we'll have a lot of body in it. So now what I'm gonna do, that's all there is for this portion, is I'm gonna get this put into a container. And then we're gonna come back in our next video and make a sugar scrub with it and see how we like it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and seeing how I made this whipped soap base or whipped body butter base. It's not really in this stage a soap base because it's made with detergents, so technically not a soap at this point. So I don't really know what to call it there. Foaming whipped bath butter base. There's no butters in it either. I don't know. But I made a whipped base to use in sugar scrubs and possibly like a foaming hand soap or something like that in the future, but mostly for my whipped sugar scrubs. So I will have this recipe down below, but please just remember this was, you know, the experimental stage, so we haven't tried it out yet. That's gonna be next week's video, so making it into a whipped sugar scrub. So you're welcome to try it, but it has not been fully tested at this point, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But I did want to share what I was doing as far as just the recipe I was going to try and how this portion turned out. Now, I will say, when I washed up the dishes from this, it sudsed up great. It was really nice. So I'm very hopeful that this is going to be a good base. But once again, experiment at this point. So in next week's video, we're going to make a whipped sugar scrub, and at that point I'll give you my thoughts on how well I actually like the base. I will have give you the recipe for the whipped sugar scrub as well. But that will be it for today. So I hope you have a great rest of your week. Take care, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.